Good morning, everybody. Sorry for being a little bit late here. We lost
What's
track of
up,
time.
everyone?
Yeah, we were just catching up. We haven't talked to each other since the new year started. But yeah, happy new year, everybody. It is July 5th, 2023. This is
Wait,
Excel
what?
today. What's that?
Let's bring that back. Wait, what is it?
Oh, is it July 5th? Or
January.
January 5th. January 5th,
Yes.
2023. All right, I need to drink a little bit more coffee. I look at the
I'm
date, and the first
so
day
happy.
that came to my head was July. I'm ready for summer.
Me
It's been
too.
raining here, so I'm ready for summer. We were supposed to have a huge storm come through. It didn't really hit the Bay Area. I mean, you might see a lot of news, but the Bay Area didn't get hit that
Yeah, I
hard.
heard about that. That
Yeah,
was
Northern California got hit way harder. The storm, like at the very last second, just like literally just was like all these red clouds are like right here, and then it just moved up and then went across the north counties instead. So
my
we did
old
not.
hometown, Alameda. There, it got flooded.
Yeah,
So
that
that
was
was
last weekend.
that was crazy. I had a bunch of people on my feed just, Joe, it's flooded by your old house. I'm like, thank God I moved.
Yeah, so that was last weekend. But I'm safe and dry. If anyone's concerned, I doubt it. But if you were, my house is totally fine. um, you might hear my dog bark today because I had to keep her in just because it is now raining again. But anyways, happy New Year, everybody. We
Happy New
are
Year.
back. I want to thank everyone for again making last year the most successful year of our channel. We had more views, watch time, and everything like that. So I really want to thank everyone that watched videos, that purchased our courses, and or gave us super thanks or anything like that. I want to thank everyone a lot. It really helped us out, and we're going to be able to continue to make more great videos moving forward. So yeah, thank you to everybody for making 2022 our most successful year. Um,
It was
Honestly,
amazing.
like yeah, it's always yeah, it feels good to just number one to get the comments and everything like that. But at the end of the year, when you look at all your work, the cumulative total, it always feels great to feel like you're making a little bit of difference for everybody. Um, Anyways, just some quick updates on the channel. Quizzes are coming soon. It's something that we were going to be a part of the beta, but then I guess the beta got closed very small, but it's instant launching. So the product is basically ready to go. So you guys will see quizzes popping up soon. As soon as they do the full launch, we'll start adding um, more quizzes. So it's you'll start seeing these little quizzes. They'll pop up on the bottom. It's going to help we hope it helps you guys stay engaged with the videos. I think our videos are pretty engaging as they are, but
Oh yeah.
they're not going to be full on, like certificate quiz or anything like that. They're really going to be more of what we call a knowledge check, which is, that is what we're teaching, working for you and everything like that. So as you watch the video, a quiz question will pop up and you can answer it right then and there, just to make sure that, our videos are being effective and stuff like that. So I hope that helps everybody. Just the one last note is courses are fully live in the United States. I know most of our audience is global, but courses soon will be launched globally. I think it's going to be this quarter, if I'm not mistaken. So that, and then that's the best way to support us, guys. If you really want to support us, is to purchase our courses. It'll be ad free. It's just a flat rate, $4.99 for most of our courses, and that's the best way you can support us if you want to help us out or anything like that, or make sure that we can continue to make great videos for you guys. The first video is always free. Hey Anchor, good morning, or actually I should say good evening. It's good morning here. um, Out there in India, thank you for joining us. I hope you're doing well as well. So anyways, yeah, that's courses. That's it. I'm going to keep the update brief. I want to PU. Okay, I don't know about that. But anyways, Joe, how was your 2022?
Oh, it was great. Um, yeah, it's just been awesome. Like I've been with my son. I bought a house. I mean, that's I think the biggest highlight of 2022 was me buying a house, but 2023 has been 5 days in. So far, so good. I can't complain.
Yeah,
Healthy,
yeah,
got a job,
yeah.
happy. We're hosting our first
First show, yeah,
Excel, so I'm excited.
yeah. And guys, we're gonna try to keep And you want our contact information? The best way is there is a email address on the channel that you can access. That's the best way to reach out to us. Um, anyone who knows me knows I'm notorious for not taking calls, period. I want to purchase courses. Okay, well, you can, if you want to help us out, Ankur, you can go to www.learnitanytime.com. I think the link is in the video description, and we actually have a subscription-based service there. You actually get access to all of our courses ad-free for $14.99 a month. We pay the taxes for you guys too. We actually just turned that on today. So there's no, it's all tax free. We pay the taxes for you guys. So it's a flat rate, $14.99. There's nothing more you'll be charged than that. You guys, this is something that's more US based, but taxes are now being charged on subscription services across the board. So you guys might want to double check your subscription services and everything like that. And just check the pricing on it, just FYI. But anyways, we do have Learn at Anytime. It has all of our courses ad free. We have exams in there. You can earn certificates of completion. It has a lot more than what we could give you guys on YouTube. Hence, the price is a bit more per month. It's a monthly subscription fee, or you can do the yearly option as well. So if you guys want to check that out, that'd be great. Hey, bro, thanks for this, bro. I'm a civil engineer. Could you help me how I can get the most of Excel as a civil engineer? What we can do is show you how to use Excel, the basic tools. You can apply those to your workplace however you see fit. I mean, the tools are all the same. So, it comes down to how your workplace uses those tools. A lot of the time you'll be working probably mostly, if you're working under somebody or under some department, you'll most likely be working under whatever workbooks or macros they may have set up. So we can show you what those, what the baseline tools was to build all that out and everything like that, and to be more successful at work, so you can understand it better and see what your workplace is doing. Sometimes you might recognize that they're not doing it right either, too, or there might be a better way to do it too. So we'll give you all those types of tools. I mean, what function I should learn most that would help as a civil engineer?
There's many. I mean, yeah. I don't know if there's like specific functions that would help. It really, once again, like Ben said, it depends on your data set and what sort of data, or what you're trying to get out of the data, or what you're doing with that data. Then you'll be able to start looking up different functions. But Excel's really, I mean, Microsoft's really good at like posting all the Excel functions. And not only that, we've posted ourselves every single Excel function up to date so far. So you can look through our Learnit shorts and see those. I've done a couple, Faz has done, Mo's done a couple. And I mean, look at which one makes sense for you. You might see something on there and be like, oh, that's exactly what I needed. And we kind of talk through what they do, and we show an example of it. So yeah, just look on our channel and you'll see all of the functions on there.
Yeah, we do have a playlist. There's just Excel shorts, and it's just our Excel functions, and it is just every single function. Not all the functions are up yet. We're still releasing them each day.
Oh yeah,
but, they're all there, so you can definitely see the functions there. As far as office tools, I think the number one thing you can learn in Excel that's used almost universally, though, is pivot tables. If you learn how to do that, it really sets you apart from most people who just interact with this single spreadsheet and are always using just that one spreadsheet. You can, you'll be using pulling data from multiple spreadsheets and making it into a nice little easy to filter data type thing. That's usually the data analysis type stuff. Those are the tools that will set you apart in the workplace, is things like pivot tables. And if you really want to get up there, learn how to do macros and make, rules that apply to everyone's worksheets essentially, and stuff like that. Okay. Getting strong at basic and then good to go. Yep.
Yeah, no worries.
Well, this is not my guest. This is our main guy, Joe. Joe Patty.
Yeah.
He's the co-host. All right. Well, we should jump into today's topic before we run out of time. I mean, we're talking to everybody here.
Oh yeah, we're getting into it.
It's SharePoint today, right? Yes, it's SharePoint.
SharePoint document libraries. Yeah, yes. I thought we would do that because, well, I mean, it's becoming such a popular topic that people have been requesting. Not on YouTube, but in just our work environment, and some of our clients have been requesting it a lot because they didn't realize that OneDrive is great, right, for you, for your personal work related files, right? That's what OneDrive is good for. So you can share one-off documents, and that's great. You don't have to worry about email and email limitations. But then SharePoint is for really that collaboration piece and the communication piece, where you're going to be working on maybe a project, or maybe you want to create a place where the entire company, everyone in the company, has access to your files. And there's a couple of great little just features that SharePoint has in their document libraries that OneDrive doesn't, that a lot of people don't know about. Versioning history, that's huge, but there's also check and check out, which is what I'm going to feature today. The check and check out is just unbelievable. It's one of my favorite things to showcase, and everyone seems to love it. So we're going to talk about how to create a document library in a SharePoint site. Maybe I'll even create a SharePoint site right now live for you in case you don't know how to do that. Just beware, some of you may not have access to create SharePoint sites. So even though you're like, Joe, that's awesome, and you go to try it yourselves, you might not have the button. The reason being is because not all companies allow for you to create SharePoint sites. So just keep that in mind if you're trying to follow along with me. You're like, wow, I really want to do this. If you don't have the button, that's because your admin that's above you has turned that feature off for you to create, and you would have to ask them to turn that on or allow you or request it, whatever that is. But before that, I was excited. I wanted to show you my mug. We always forget to do mugs, but this time I got a new mug, and this mug is my SpongeBob mug. Yeah.
Nice.
I grew up on SpongeBob, so I mean, this is huge. The only thing I don't like about this mug is it's like rectangle, so it's hard to drink out of. So I just drink out of this corner, but other than that, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. And this is the reason why we started a little bit late, because we were talking about the mug.
That's exactly right.
I don't have a mug, but we did get a Christmas gift from YouTube. Actually, it was a bit.
Yeah.
We got a water bottle. They also sent over a hat and a shirt. So thanks to them for the Christmas gift. They're always super nice, and it's always great to work with them and everything like that. So we enjoyed doing that. Anyways, you want to share your screen, man? So
let's do it. Let's do this.
And then I can disappear into the background.
Let me share my screen. Let me put that over there. That looks good. Let me turn that down.
Oh man, my camera got way out of focus. Oh, sorry about that, guys. All right, there's the screen.
Awesome.
Take it away, Joe.
So what we're going to talk about is SharePoint. SharePoint, once again, is the way to share with everyone, to collaborate with everyone in your environment, in your organization. So the first thing I'm going to do is access my SharePoint. So I'm going to open up a web browser. I'm using Google Chrome today, but you can use whatever you like. And I'm going to go to office.com. It's going to sign me in. Now, of course, you might have to go through the sign-in process, but once you do that, you'll see here that the Office app is becoming the new Microsoft 365 app. So it's not really going to be called Office that much longer. You could still call it Office, though I do, but Microsoft 365. Now, once you get here, you're going to go over to your app launcher or Grid or Waffle or whatever you want to call this, and you're going to give that a click. Once you do that, you'll see all of the different applications that you have access to, and you'll see I have access to quite a few. If you don't have access to all of these apps, no worries. It just simply means that your company just didn't request for this many apps. If you do have access, though, you'll be able to see all the different apps that you do have, and you're going to want to go to SharePoint. Now, if you don't see SharePoint in this list here, these are some of the most frequently used apps that I use. You can go to All Apps in the bottom here and give that a click. Once you click on that, you'll then be able to see in alphabetical order all of your applications. Just scroll down to the S, you'll see SharePoint, and I'll give that a click. Now, once I'm in SharePoint, you'll see here that this is the main hub for your SharePoint sites. You'll see some of the SharePoint sites that you're following, some of the most recent sites that you've actually accessed, frequent sites that you frequently access, and then some of the news from the site. So if somebody posts some news or something, you can do that here. Now, you may not have access to this button here. So just keep that in mind. This is what I was saying before. Your admin might have turned this off, so you don't have access to it. Me personally, I do. Just make sure you ask about that. So I'm going to click Create a Site. And there's two sites I can create. I can either create a team site or a communication site. The team site is mostly for collaboration. So usually you have a lot of members and owners that can publish to the site. So they're constantly adding to the cookie jar, right? The communication site is where you just put the cookie jar out. It's already filled to the top, and you just allow people to eat those cookies, right? There's not a lot of content authors on this, but there's a lot of visitors. So this site, everyone's adding to those files and adding to the conversations. This site, you're just giving them information. And if you ever want to learn more about the difference between these two sites, other than a cookie reference, you can always go up to the top and choose team sites or communication sites. Now for today, I'm going to keep it simple with a team site. Give it a click. And the first thing they'll ask us to do is name the site. And I'm going to name this YouTube Fun. Now it's going to check and verify if this site is available, which it is. It'll also create a group email for the communication piece to this site. It'll create the site address, so we know how to access this site. And then it'll ask us if we want to set up a site description. Now, once again, this goes back to your admin. If you do have the right to create a site, you may not see all of these options. It really depends on what your admins turn on and off. They might not allow you to do privacy settings. They might not allow you to select your language, things of that nature. But if you do see all of this, feel free to go in and tell the people the purpose of the site, training for YouTube. And then I'll set the privacy setting to private, which means only members that I add can have access to the site. Or I can set it to public where anyone in the organization can access the site. But I'm keeping it private, simple, and I'll click next. Now at this point, it's going to say, okay, Joe, we have your YouTube Fun site. Do you want to start to add some members to this site? And I'm going to say, sure. I'll add my friend Ben here. And I'm going to add my friend Liz. And I'll add my friend Sammy. Now at this point in time, you're more than welcome to either keep them as members, or you can click the little drop down and you can choose to make them owners of the site. Now, of course, I'm just going to keep them as members because there's only 3 of them, and the only owner. I only need to be the owner. If there was like 50 people, I would have more owners, but since it's just me with 3 people, that's fine. And take note that over here, you'll see what the permissions are for site owners versus site members. So it'll give you a little description of what they can do here. Now, once you're done, you'll click Finish, and it's going to create the site. And it's going to bring you to your default home page. Now, automatically, it's going to say, Joe, your site looks boring. You're using a default. Come on, why don't you apply a site template? Enhance the way your site looks. And you can do all of that stuff. You can invite more members, upload files, post news, add real-time chat. But I'm going to click X on this. I'll do that stuff later on. And what we're going to focus on are document libraries. Now, what is a document library exactly? Well, it's the place where you post all of your different files. And once you post the files, all 4 members on the site have access to those files. So it's pretty much like a, once again, cookie jar where everyone has access to these cookies. You don't have a lock on the cookie jar. You just say, hey, 4 members, here's your cookies, access them whenever you want to. So I'm giving them access to these files whenever I want. And you'll see right away with every single SharePoint site that you create, it comes with a free document library right away for you. Now, of course, you can edit this name. You don't have to call it documents. You can always edit a document library, or you can even add information or change the name of it or change the permissions of a document library. But we're keeping it simple today, and we're going to click into the documents section, and this is what it looks like. So you can either create a new file or folder for organization. You can upload an existing file, folder, or template. Or you can even just click and drag straight here, and it will add the file. And once you add that file, once again, all 4 members that are a part of your site will have access to all of these files. So that's really great. No longer do we have to send emails to these 4 members. Now all we have to do is just put the file here, and they know they could go to YouTube Fun and grab the file. Now, one of the greatest things about this is that when you're dealing with document libraries, once again, you can rename this document library. let's say that these documents are going to be in two places. I'm going to make a document library called HR documents. And I also want to create a second library called IT documents. That way my IT members know to go to IT and my HR members know to go to HR. That way we're creating two different places for the files so that they're not all in one. Because maybe I have about 50 files here for HR and maybe I have 100 here. I wouldn't want all 150 in one library. So I'm going to create one library and a second library. Now, of course, once again, they gave us this document library. It's called Documents. I want to change the name of Documents and add HR Documents here. So to do this, once you're inside of the library, you can go up to the right-hand corner here, next to this little gear icon, give it a click, and go to Library Settings. It's going to open up this Library Settings where we can rename this document library. I'm going to call it HR Documents. And I'll just simply save it. And there we go. Now we have HR documents. Now to create another document library, what we would do is we would go to what's known as the site contents. That's where you create content for your sites. So once again, I'll go up to the top right-hand corner here, click on the little settings here, and I'm going to go to site contents. Now automatically it's going to show you that we have our HR documents. We also have a document library for form templates that are given to us. We get a document library for site assets, style library, and we also get a page library. And we're not going to go into all of these today, but if you did want to know more about these later on, feel free to request it and we'll do a show on this. But let's just go up to new real quick, click the drop down, and we're going to create another document library, a new one. Once again, it's going to come up with, what do you want to call this? And I'm going to call it IT Documents. And I'm going to also show this in the site navigation, which means that it's going to end up being in this list over here, which I want. I'm going to click Create. And now we have a place for IT documents and HR documents. Now, of course, if I want these next to each other, you can always click the Edit, and you can edit the way this looks. I'll just take IT documents and drag it right underneath HR documents so they're next to each other and click Save. And now they're right next to each other. So now we have a HR documents library and an IT document library. Now, what I want to do next is this. Let's say that I am sharing something with the HR documents and I upload a file. Now I'm going to upload any file I want. Let's go with, I don't know, I'll just go with a Word document. That's fine. Let's go with this one. So I upload this project business plan. And now all of HR, all 4 of these members have access to this. And the best part about this is if I click into this file at the same time as Ben, Liz, or Sammy, we can work on this document together in real time. So if I click and I open this up in the online version, now if Ben goes in here, or if Sammy goes in here, or if, let's say, Liz goes in here, we can work on this at the same time, have an audio call going, and we could just say, hey, you know, can you change that first paragraph? Oh, can you change that second paragraph? Okay, perfect. And now we're working together. Or right here, you'll see somebody said, I think we should delete this sentence and add information explaining our customer commitment. And I'll say, great idea. Now, the thing is that not everyone likes this because let's say, for instance, that I want to work on this document, but I don't want anyone else to work on it. Well, that's hard because now I put it on SharePoint, which means that if I click into this and if Ben clicks into this at the same time, we're both going to edit it at the same time. And that's not always what we want. Sometimes we just want to work alone, solo. What we can do is we can actually check this document out. Very similar to if you went to a library and you check out a book. If you check out the book, nobody else can go grab that book because you already have it. Once you check it back in, however, then the next person can come and read it. So to do this, I'm going to select this document, go over to the ellipsis right here, 3 dots, and I'm going to choose to check it out. which means nobody else now, once I check this out, will be able to access this document. So I'll click checkout. Now it'll tell me that I've checked out this document. And if somebody else goes to click on this, any of these other 4 members like Ben, Liz, or Sammy, they will get a notification saying, sorry, you're not allowed to make any changes to it. Joe is checking it out and working on it. Once I'm done working on it, let's say I add something here. And maybe I want to change the title the way it looks. Now that's all saved. I'll click the X. And now I can check this back in because I'm done editing it on my own. So once again, I'll click the ellipsis. I'll check it in. And one of my favorite things about checking this back in is that now it's saying, well, Joe, what changes did you make? And I could say I added to the, let's say, second paragraph. And I changed the style of the title. And I can check this in. Now later on, if anyone wants to know all the changes that were done by different people, we can then click the ellipsis, look at the version history, and we can see all the different versions of this file. When it was first uploaded at 754, that was version 1. 755, when I first accessed it, was version 2. And then when I checked it out and I ended up checking it back in, it adds the comment now that I've added the second paragraph and changed the title. So not only can we see the different versions, we can also see any comments that are associated with it, which is nice. We can also delete all these versions, or we can access a different version, and we can even make it the current version. So if I made those changes, but somebody says, Joe, we don't like the new style, they can restore it back to the previous version, which is nice. But with that said, that's a little more about document libraries. They are amazing. You're able to add documents for your entire company if you wanted to, make it a resource. Maybe you want to make a onboarding page and put all of the resources for onboarding in the document library. You could just call it onboarding resources, and everyone will have access to it that's added to the site. You can also have more fun with sites, of course. You could design your sites. You could change the way these sites look. You can change the web parts. These are known as web parts. And you can really make it look good. I have other sites that I've created, something like this. That's the wrong one. Let's look at, I think, this one. There it is. So as you can see, very different from the default site. I added pictures, buttons here. I added document libraries here, and vendors lists and events. I added a item request list here, and I also added a fancy report at the bottom using Power BI integration. So a lot of fun stuff you can do in SharePoint, but document libraries are always the one to go with. So for instance, this is a document library with all of the tutorials. You click into it, and you have all your files. Pretty cool stuff. But with that said, that is document libraries. I hope you enjoyed that. And if you want more on SharePoint, feel free to let us know, and we'll do more episodes on SharePoint or whatever you actually want to see. I don't mind. But yeah.
Yeah, we just
and there we go.
I think we just had SharePoint. I think, or we have it coming up. I know it. I think no, we just did SharePoint just last month too. SharePoint Online.
Yep.
So if you guys want to check those videos out, those were done by Alyssa Smith, who I just got confirmation to do our Gmail course coming up.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, so happy about that. Just want to wrap up real quick. It looks like most people had a great 2023 so far. A couple of people voted terrible, horrible. I hope the year gets better for you if that's the case. And those who are having that said it's great, I hope it continues to be great. Go ahead and end the poll real quick. But I just also want to give you guys just a heads up on what you can expect from the channel this year. There's going to be a heavy focus to start the year on Apple products. So if you guys have been Apple fans, we've got a lot of those videos produced. So those are going to start coming out. We're going to cover all of Apple's native apps, pages, numbers, letters, I don't know, the rest, all of those all of those programs, Keynote. So those will all be covered. And then Joe, I know you've made a couple Excel for Mac videos. Those will be coming out soon as well. We're also going to be really heavy into the Google Workspace moving forward as well. That'll be a big topic this year as well. So those are kind of the videos you guys can expect coming forward. Obviously, we're still going to be doing a lot of Microsoft videos and everything like that. And my 2023 goal for you guys, and this is probably the class I get requested the absolute most, is After Effects. And I know I've been saying I've been working on it, but it's really hard to find an After Effects instructor, guys. It really is. It's a very complex program that has a lot of it takes a super duper professional to do it, and it's
heavy feature based.
Yeah, and not everyone that knows how to use the program can teach how to use the program effectively. That's the main holdup so far. So I'm still looking for that person that can do it effectively for you guys, and so I will try. My goal this year is to get that video finally made. So that'll be my 2023 goal for you guys, is to get those After Effects. Oh, hold on. The bots, they're always here.
They're attacking.
Yeah.
And then work, I see you said, I want to learn the exam paper creation tutorial in Microsoft Word. So being able to create like a fillable exam. Okay. Yeah, that I think that has to do with turning on some macros and being able to then create different fields within Word. If that's what you're meaning, if you want to create an exam that way, you can do that. If you mean just like printing the exam on paper and making sure all the questions and the numbers are all outlined nicely, we could do that too. But yeah, Microsoft Word is really great at creating fillable exams that you can just literally, for instance, ask them what today's date is, click, and a date picker pops up with a little mini calendar where they can pick the date. So it's really nice to have those. It's a lot easier than just typing everything out. And then they also have like check boxes that you can do too. So yeah, you can create exams or request fill out sheets in Microsoft, but you have to turn on macros for that.
Yeah. Could you also use Forms for that?
Microsoft Forms a lot better as well. If you didn't want to use Microsoft Word, it's a different application, but yeah, Forms is a lot easier, I would say, to use for exams, and they have a point system that can be built in. You can assign the points values however you want to.
Yeah. Good question there. Work.
I like that, work.
Yeah, I like that. All right. Let's see. I don't know if do we have any more time? We're a little bit over, so we'll wrap it up. But yeah, big things to come this year, guys. Lots of Microsoft, obviously. We'll still be getting that out to you guys. You guys will also see I'm working on you might have seen those offsite events. Those are going to be a little bit more what you call it? A little bit more focused, a little bit more scheduled ahead of time, so you guys will know when those are upcoming instead of them just kind of randomly happening on the channel or seemingly randomly happening on the channel. You guys will see those scheduled out starting in February, I'm hoping. So those are going to be more focused on our soft skill type of events and everything like that. But all the interaction, instead of it being locked in a Zoom room, we're moving towards it looking exactly like this show. So all the interaction will be driven through the chat. So I know a lot of people, they get in there and they start interacting and everything like that. And it's actually me that's relaying the YouTube chat to the instructors in the live session. But hopefully starting in February, we'll have those a little bit better for everybody so that it can be more interactive for everybody here. I really like the feature that allows you to changes in real time with other team members. Yeah, that's collaboration with SharePoint. That's the best thing about it. I actually want to learn the layout and all the format needed to prepare the exam paper so I could print it out. Honestly, our word training videos, you can watch those ones. I would watch the ones by Daniel McAllister. He goes in super deep into all of the options available. So I would watch the whole series too. I'd watch from beginner to advanced, expert, just go through all that. He covers everything in depth. I think it's like 9 to 10 hours of training there.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah, you will RIP Dan. he's sorely missed here at Learnit. But yeah, he goes through everything in depth, so you will learn the tools you need to make that exam and everything like that. That's a kind of a specific request to build out. That's some just a FYI, guys, we can't make like exact requests for everything on the software chain because everybody uses the software differently and it can be used in so many different ways. But what we do teach is all the tools, how to use the tools, and you can create whatever you want with those tools. So we're giving you the hammer, we're giving you the nails, we're giving you the saw and everything like that, and whatever you want to create out of that, is totally up to you. But we should wrap it up because we are way over. So
I actually have a meeting I got to go to, so you're all
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, so you're all amazing, and we will see you guys soon. I hope me and Joe will get it. We'll try to work on a date for next week. All right.
Awesome.
Goodbye,
Thanks,
everyone.
everyone.
Have a great one.